It is I, Big Rig, here doing a live stream. Going to be talking about ERL at Darlington. Some major updates after that race. Whew, it's crazy. It's going to be waiting for a few guys to be filling in. What's up, McLovin? How you doing, buddy?
I'm here. How are you?
I'm good. Shagit, what's up, bud? Shagit, I saw you jump in. You gotta be quiet. I know you had no idea this was gonna be happening, and you just followed me.
I know you had no idea this was gonna be happening.
Look at that. That's weird. It's gonna have like an echo there. That's crazy. Let me copy the link. Let me post it in some chats. I'm just gonna voice my opinion on stuff. You guys can sit up here and hang out. Throw your opinions in if you want. There's other people in this chat, I'm sure.
What are we doing?
I'm just gonna be chatting about the race from last night. Some craziness that went down and all that fun stuff. And just discuss. I mean, it's good you're up here. You were the winner. Normally, Checkers and Wreckers would cover this sort of thing, but Checkers and Wreckers this week will be the fan vote-in week, and I'm going to be talking to all the captains, God willing, if they, well, at least 4 of the captains, since some guys left. But yeah, last night, whew, Lady in Black, she won. She won that round. She is undefeated against DRL right now. Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong. McLovin, what car did you drive last night? Let's see. 23?
23?
That's right. 23, the McLovin car. Or 2 nights ago. Fucking, man, look at that, man. Bubba's looking all stoic. It's so good that 23 got into victory lane this season. I don't think it's the last time it'll be in there either. What do you think, McLovin? You think you got something for the rest of the season? You think you're going to be making a points battle out of this?
Probably not a points battle, but it's just really about how I handle the races. I know my cars are good enough to win every week. It's just the drivers got to be better. Gotcha.
What about you, Shaq? You're a late bloomer into this season. You thinking you've been having some great races. You gonna be jumping up there and doing some craziness soon? You gonna be cracking the old top 16? Gotcha. Yeah, you actually looked very comfortable last night at points when guys weren't running into you. It was pretty good. You looked like you definitely had yourself under control out there. Your car looked good. Anything special you did different to the car? What's up, guys? What's up, Trackside? Hey, Ken Martin. You can't hear me, Ken? Can you hear me now, Ken? Can anyone hear me? Let's go see. Is my voice shareable, or did I get like micro banned because somebody saw I was doing it? Okay, cool. So that just means that Bad Martin probably had it shut down for a little bit. 5 viewers, man, already. These guys are interested talking about this track. So yeah, we're at Darlington this week. What's it? Not you? I think the other guy, McLovin. Are you? Oh, Shackit, you are not sharing your voice. Are you on your phone? Oh, that's why no one can hear you, Shackit. Right there. Dude, listen, the dishes aren't important, alright? I know you're trying to be a basic housewife, but, like, you can't be doing the dishes while we're doing Checkers and Wreckers. It can't happen. Your dishes...
Put his load in something other than,
Whoa. Shacket's dumping loads in people, huh? Let's make it awkward. Here we go. Shacket's favorite position, over the sink doing dishes. Little did we know.
He prefers clean the big spoons?
Yeah, his hands aren't the only thing covered in rubber gloves. That's it.
Oh, no, me and Fire were just talking about this in another chat. Oh, let's move
Oh,
on.
let's move on. Man, prostate exam on the way.
Yeah.
On the way. Dude, look, I'm hitting 40, so like it's getting nuts, you know? Like I gotta start thinking about the old butt finger exam thing soon. It's getting there.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
No, I'm gonna need
It's,
I'm gonna need friends. You know what I mean? I'm gonna need friends to support me when I come home and I cry to them about the atrocities that just happened to me. Like that's another year, but yeah, I'm trying to build that stable relationship so when the doctor does stick his finger in my butt, I can get. That was all just 100% awkward and enjoyable at the same time, right there. Much like the exam. So, oh, cool. I think. Wait, did I just see True Death pop up? Yo, True, what's up? How you doing, buddy? Not too bad. We're just discussing shit that went on last night. Discussing the way the track was. I usually do this on Thursday nights, but I can't because we're doing the big show on Thursday night. So I figured I'd do it tonight and just see what's going on. You know, talk about some shit that happened on the track, and had the winner up here unannounced. I was very excited. Check, it popped up, so I don't have to just give play-by-play on what it is. I actually have people up here now talking. So you got yourself, what were you, third place? Yeah, is that your best finish of the year so far? No, no, no. Let's, yep, that's right. And then you wound up with a third last night. I mean, you really had to figure shit out through there because that was just it got crazy at some points, absolutely nuts. Uh, uh-oh. Uh, Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
hey, True. Are you on your phone? Because they said they can't hear you.
Yeah, they said they can't hear you. I'll give you guys a quick synopsis of what True was saying was that there was a driver who was he there was a big stink about the qualifying because you have to run two stages, and while he was in the practice he was making changes to his car, which hence left his car 7 laps down, and he did finish, but he was just making changes to his car trying to figure stuff out. I feel like that's cool. I mean, I don't know the rules as far as like the announcer wise. Like I don't have to worry about them. But yeah, if that's what that is, I mean, I guess that fixes that whole situation. I just know the two-stage thing. That's it. So yeah, yeah, right. Gotcha, gotcha. So all right, that's. I mean, I don't. I all I got to see from the booth was the situations that occurred and stuff, and um, I just did my due diligence and tried to get like as many views to the site as we could, Uh, yeah, what happened with them? That's a whole nother story that you and I should have in private.
I'm here now.
Oh, hey Shaq, what's up? So yeah, I mean, if you feel like, yeah, if you feel like they went rogue, I mean, that's a whole thing that we gotta address. Um, Coming up, especially, we should probably get it nipped in the bud quick. So just to figure out what that is, I mean, watching the race, there was and just hearing what you're saying, um, first stage, 70% of the field was doing the line drop checkup. Second stage, about 30% were doing it. And then the third stage, there was maybe 6 guys out there that was actually doing it. So I get it. You know, that team might have been on the radar, but at the same time, there was a lot of guys making a lot of mistakes or on Sunday, and it yeah, 100% lack of practice. That was another thing I want to touch on tonight was, practice schedule, stuff like that. Hopefully, guys all know. I mean, there's one tonight coming up at 8:45. If you need to get some practice on dirt, go ahead and do that. Race your way in or anything like that. And then we have the vote in that's happening on Thursday. But yeah, there was a lot more than just 5 or 6 guys doing it. There was crazy. It was
Can I add
absolutely nuts.
something?
Yeah, what's up, Shaq?
So I just want to, you know, put in on my 2 cents about this whole thing is I feel like there's a lot of focus on Hendrick versus Stewart Haas right now that it's being overlooked that it wasn't just Stewart Haas and Hendrick. There
Okay.
were other teams' cars that were, doing things in the races too, but it got so overlooked because there's this huge thing between these two teams right now, which I don't understand. I really don't. Like at the end of the day, this is a video game. We should be proud that we can run a league that has 30 drivers in it and don't have lag. We're able to have 30 guys on the track, and it's like teams. I understand there's a team aspect,
Right.
but there's drivers that just join teams. I'll bring it up myself. Like people can fire off in the comments. People can say what they want. I don't pay attention to the negativity that people say about me. So if you've got something to say that's negative, you're saying it to yourself because I'm not entertaining it because I could care less.
Right.
But this whole like Stewart Haas Hendrick thing has been going on since the beginning of the season. I joined Stewart Haas, and I feel like because I have SHR and I'm in their car, that makes it okay for drivers to be like, oh my god, I hate Stewart Haas. I'm gonna take Justin out, even though he's never done anything to me. That's not the mentality that people should have. Like we're on teams because that's the way the league's set up. But at the end of the day, a single driver is responsible for themselves.
Right.
Yes, it goes to the team owner if there's an issue because that is the team that they belong to. But at the end of the day, if you're having an issue with one driver on that team, it shouldn't be put in perspective that every other driver on the team has to suffer because you can't come to terms with that driver. And
Check this out, Jack. This is another big issue of mine right here. We're halfway through the season, okay, and we've gotten worse. We haven't gotten better. We have gotten worse. That's my biggest issue. That's my biggest issue.
All right. So you're saying, just to reiterate, I don't know if they can hear you or not. Just to reiterate, the biggest issue is like we're kind of regressing on track and sliding backwards. You know what? From a perspective of an announcer, I see that wholeheartedly. What I think is happening, just from my perspective, is um, much like what Shackett was saying. There is a lot of headhunting that is coming out there, and there's a lot of take, but not a lot of give happening on the track. Um, and okay,
What I was trying to teach the league by at each restart, letting the person introduce the recording when they drop down. That's
gotcha.
where the coach, taught a lot of patience in per se, and
Gotcha. Devil's advocate here, talking about like the stuff that was happening last night with the drivers meeting and everything. I saw you put it up. Hell, I even came to the drivers meeting because I went to hear what was going on, and happy I did because I got to hear what you were saying, telling everybody, you know, hey, when you go in there, let off, drop in, that sort of a thing. And I heard it, and if 100% would have done it, would have been perfect. But I also feel like implementing that rule 5 minutes prior to a race, probably not saying the top guys. All right, I'm not saying not the guys that are like killers on this game, showing up, can tell you when a spring is off in your car. I'm talking the guys that are busting their balls trying to get better. Putting that rule out there prior to the race, all it did was make them think about something other than one of the hardest tracks on the race, like on the schedule, and started causing issues like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's just where I'm at.
I want to be devil advocate on that though. Is if they showed up to group practices, they would have known that that's something that could have happened. Because
Correct.
Everybody knows on this game you can't go too wide into turn one unless you are an absolute. If you've got two skilled drivers that know this track and have put the time in on this track, you can run side by side. But if you're not comfortable running side by side with a car, if you would have shown up to the mandatory practices and raced with a group of 10 guys, you would have known, okay, I can't hold my car down there, so I'm not even going to try to put myself in that.
Right. Gotcha. So you're saying 10 car plowed into 22 causes a whole situation there. Just to speak on Eagles, because like I mean I've raced with him a bunch. He's aggressive as shit, but at the same time I don't think he's dirty at all. You know what I mean? Just to get that cleared up, he just has an aggressive driving style, but after you got through that first corner, right? You had to have had that thought going in there of what I mean. You could tell what kind of race it was going to be real fast, and I think a lot of things that guys are forgetting is the battle of attrition in this race. What are you going to try to do once you know those yellows are going to pop off? Well, I'm going to jump to the inside, try to get as least amount of damage as I can, so when those guys wreck, I can gain 2 spots. And that's what it became. There's no way to fix that, you know, other than just telling people, all right, screw it, the rule's off, just race your race and see what happens. Like that was the only that outcome. You couldn't fix it. You just couldn't.
And I'm almost to the point of doing that, saying, dropping all rules, just let it go. Whatever happens, remainder of the season.
No, you can't drop all the rules because I feel like at that point what'll happen is you'll have worse races than you did last night. The structure is what you need to actually generate a good race. A lot of people don't realize that in this game. If you don't have structure, all you have is a pub lobby. You had it rolling perfect. You bad, all the captains, y'all had it running good. What happened last night was an anomaly based on I'm telling you, so many guys probably went into that first turn going, shit, do I let off and let this guy in, or do I let the guy behind me let off and let the guy in? Nobody knew what to do. And then when that was seen, guys were like, screw it, I'm taking 7 spots on the outside like it's Dover or like it's Talladega. Like that check up on the bottom, I'll take 7 spots and fall in where I may. So I don't think it
I just say it's 2 nights ago.
Gotcha. No, you can say what you got to say, bud. No. He left.
I think I
Gotcha.
I think
Hey, Bat. Hey, wait. 1 second. It's my show. You fucking broke the rules on the first time, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Bad Martin in the booth tonight with me. What's up, Bad? How you doing, buddy? You didn't let me introduce you. No. Hey. There was, and I feel like I iterated that pretty well right there. Oh, they can't hear you.
I want to, throw something in on that too, because I think, if you look at the team points, Stuart Haas has been leading the team point. I feel like, regardless if it was Stuart Haas, if it was Hendrick, if it was Gibbs, if it was RCR, I believe in my mind, which you guys can, come in on, that no matter what team is leading the manufacturer points, that team would be responsible for everything, because every team wants a closer chance for their team to be the one leading the rest of the teams.
I got you. Listen,
it's frustrating because it seems like every week.
All right, I get what you're saying, and I feel you on this. Let me quick synopsis this. Ready? You guys are all like Stuart Haas. Y'all are super comfortable on that track. McLovin, super comfortable on that track. What's happening? You guys are doing well. Why are you doing well? Because you're comfortable every racetrack you go to. You might show up and think it's your worst track, but you put in the work to do it. There's so many guys in this league that don't put in that extra work. They think because they got those 2 stages that they're fucking fine when Sunday drops the green flag, and they're not. They drive like fucking pieces of shit stuck on wheels, and nobody calls them out on it because we're all love, harmony, and fucking hand jobs. We're not hand jobs here. We're fucking... All right, calm down there, sunshine. Listen, you want to fix a problem? Let's fucking have motherfuckers come in here and actually practice with each other. Let's have motherfuckers actually run the practices like they're supposed to be ran. Let's have people get better as we're supposed to get...
Let me interrupt right quick. I had to get on the PlayStation so everybody could hear me.
Oh my god! All right, now I gotta
You gotta trash Stuart Haas here, so let's
Bad Martin just made a remark.
Dang it, I hate that I have to wait for
I
it to
didn't show
load in. I'm missing the
respect
fun.
the party chat last night. Okay, the respect I did show was that I did send a message saying at 9 o'clock last night saying I just got home, I'm gonna shower and I'm eat and I'm gonna go to bed. I may get on. You just said I didn't tell you that nothing of that. Okay, how's that not showing you respect? I told you. I just got home, I got a shower and I got to eat. I'm going to bed.
Do you want me to give you the timeline? 8 o'clock, you said captain's meeting.
Yep. No. I didn't call no captain's meeting this week. Did I? After Sunday night's race, I didn't, or before I did not call no captain's meeting.
Okay, we meet every Monday at 8 o'clock on captain's meeting. When we have a shit show and all. Okay, so we're not.
A lot of Mondays we do. A lot of Mondays we do.
Okay. Yeah, we didn't have nothing to work on this week because like Monday at 8 o'clock is the captain's meeting when we need stuff to work on. Mm-hmm. And okay.
I'm listening.
Well, as you said, I'm not home yet. I'll be home in a half an hour. An hour and 20 minutes later, I'm like, what's up? You could say, hey, I'm not going to make it. I'm waiting around on the fucking game so we can get this resolved. But then I don't like the way you're just sitting here calling out Stuart Haas. Like I said, now that everybody can hear me, you're going to call out Stuart Haas, and then the respect I'm talking about is you're sitting there and you're half the chat saying, them Stuart Haas drivers are on the hot seat.
Well, yeah, because I'm trying to teach the league to check up, let the league, person in front, and y'all go rogue on us.
That shit wasn't working, and you even admit it.
I have a question. and this is as a viewer and a driver on that team, what aspect of that race put me on the hot seat? Because I followed that rule right up until the last restart, where I was like, I'm not letting you in.
For one,
Hold
is
on,
aggravating.
let me finish.
Hold on, I know. It wasn't pointed at the 4 car. It
I'm
wasn't
not
pointed
done
at the 4 car. It wasn't pointed at the 4 car.
Right, but
For
when
one.
It
you
was
call out the
pointed at
whole
Stewart Haas
team,
team in general.
when you call out the whole team, certain people take offense to that, because I'm sitting here like, what did I do? Why am I on a hot seat? Because I let everybody in, whether they were my teammate, whether they weren't my teammate. I mean, hell, I was on 15-lap fresher tires, and I'm pushing my team captain and the guys in front of me who were clearly slower than I am that I could have made a pass on. I think the whole thing at the end of the day is people need to be careful what they say, because just because they think they're at a party doesn't mean that somebody's not going to hear it from the other side.
It didn't matter if anybody heard it from me or not. It don't matter. I wasn't even trying to hide it. The fact is that as a league, I was trying to get everybody to work together. To check up, let the person, at that point in time, it may not have been working. But the more we work on it, the better they would have gotten at it. Okay? Lot of people.
Your opinion.
No, okay, my opinion. Okay, but then you have a certain team, and I'm not just saying it may not have been the whole team, but I know Dan and Man was in it. I know Nesta was in it, and Bad Martin was in it, because Dan and Man and Bad Martin's both the ones said they're going. They're not doing this shit no more, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Nesta drove a good race last night. I mean, I will give him and the 4 car. Drove excellent races. The 15, 78, really don't know, wasn't around them much, but they're the ones that said, I'm not doing this shit no more, when we had the whole league on the same page.
You didn't see shit, but you're going to call it out. So,
but we had the whole league on the same page, and then y'all just
they weren't on the same page. There was plenty of drivers that wouldn't even let me in. Fucking Pittman was there and didn't even let me in. So if there's a known captain that wouldn't even let me in.
Pittman didn't understand exactly how to do it until the third or fourth time.
He's been racing this game long enough. Bullshit. Well, he should be a captain running the fucking team if he can't figure it out.
Yeah, well, he figured it out and he started doing it, and then, hell, what, the first lap we had a caution, okay, fucking 5 cautions later, come on now, and then y'all gonna go, I'm not doing this no more.
How many?
Come on, man.
We gotta
We gotta work together to get this league better.
Later, I'm not doing it anymore.
Well,
how many?
Is getting damaged.
Quick question,
We've got
guys.
to work together to be able to get this shit going, and we're progressing. We're not advancing.
Yeah, we're regressing. I got you. Listen, guys, quick question, right? Just being this guy. Everybody in this league has been on this game for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why weren't guys? I mean, it's a criteria. Exclusive is different. All right, we've already proven that. We had 30 guys on the track at one time and ran a clean fucking race.
Mm-hmm.
When we started seeing the cautions, this goes out to all the captains. Why weren't the captains jumping on this? Why weren't the captains, instead of hating on other people, why weren't the captains telling one another, hey, let's calm it the hell down? And this isn't me, like, I'm asking if I could help more. Do you want like a signal from the tower? Do you want me to be like, yo guys, calm down, you're being crazy out there?
If you listen to my stream, you'll hear me say on several cautions, all right, come on everybody, let's calm down, let's do this. Let's let the car in a position. I explained it several times in last night's race. Let the car in the position ahead of you. If you're on a low line, the car in the row ahead of you on the outside, let them in.
Right.
I said it several times. Come on, let's calm down. Let's get this shit together.
So then maybe we're fighting each other right now over a communication issue. You get what I'm saying?
There's plenty of lack of communication in this.
But what I'm getting at is, like, maybe there needs to be that failsafe, a break in case of glass. Like, hey, this is looking like shit. Maybe we should all calm down. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be a moment, because to put on a show, you have to run green flag laps. And I'm pretty sure, McLovin, how many was there? 20, 25 at most?
Like, we had a couple, 10-lap runs, but other than that was about it.
Yeah, like, I mean, it was...
We got to have all drivers on the same page, and that's what I was trying to get to, having all drivers on the same page last night, of letting the person in position ahead of them drop down. Yes.
Oh, sorry. Now, Saturday night is usually the big practice, right?
There ain't a big practice.
Okay.
There ain't a big
So
practice. The most we can get on the track during a practice is probably 16 on average. We have had up to 20, 24 maybe one or two times all season. But no, we I think what was it? I think we had 24 one time for Bristol when we was trying to test the glitch out at Bristol. Was the biggest one we've had so far, and the lack of practice for last night's race was shown evident. It was just like not enough practice from a lot of guys.
now, I know you can't implement, like, I mean, you guys are pretty lenient, but you do have a mandatory for 2 stages.
Yes.
If there is a way to implement a larger practice so that, especially on the tracks like Darlington, Martin, like the shit tracks, the tracks that you have to make correct decisions, or even when we go back to the 2020s and we hit like Indianapolis or like, are we doing Iowa?
I think so.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we are because
Okay, no Iowa then?
2022s. Yeah, no.
All right, so like just figuring out something on that, because right now it just seems like all we're doing is fighting amongst each other instead of solving solutions.
Rick.
Yeah.
It's the disrespect.
I 100% agree with that. I also think it'd be cool, like, maybe if we could get like a limit of like you have to have this many people in to show up to this practice for that practice to count towards your 2 stages. Not saying it has to be like a massive, but like sometimes, like last night there was like 4 of us to practice dirt. Like maybe like you have a limit, like if you don't have 8 or 10 guys in this practice, the race around doesn't count. And I just feel like honestly having a lot of people practice with each other through the week, if you can get on more than once, it's probably best, because like even me included, I raced 4 practices this last week and I raced against guys I'd never raced against before. And
Right.
It really gives you an opportunity to learn their driving style before you get to the race, and then those miscommunications and accidents tend to happen.
Right. Now,
Well, in order to get the practices with the whole field on the track and majority of the field throughout the week, I feel that we're going to have to implement to where the commitment's got to be to ERL and no other league, because all these guys are in other leagues throughout the week, and which is unfair, I say, to them guys also. So I really don't like implement that, because they're their own person. If they want to run in another league, they're free to do so. But in order to get the good, clean racing we're looking for, we're going to have to get the commitment from the drivers to make ERL their league of choice. And so that way they can make practices throughout the week and work together. That's
I don't want to have people have to make those decisions.
I know, I don't either.
If you don't think you can implement have to have so many people in a race for it to, or practice for it to count, why not implement how many stages they have to run per week? Instead of 2, they have to run 4 or something like that.
But see, the biggest issue is having all them cars on the track at one time with that draft.
Yeah.
That's the biggest issue, because when you're running 14, 15 cars on the draft, on the practice, and you're running around to the end of the second stage, you're not really feeling the effect of the 30 cars. The 30 car effect is a way big difference than the 14 or 15.
Right.
So that's the biggest problem, is they're coming into these races not knowing what's going to really exactly happen with that 30 car field. So if we can somehow, and like I said, I don't want to implement that, because I like everybody to be free. I don't want to feel like I'm controlling people. So I want them to be able to run their own other leagues, do this, but I need them to be, at more than 2 stages at practices, because we're not going to get nowhere if they're just showing up for 2 practices and then not even working on their stuff no more.
Too many.
We're not getting anywhere when guys are sitting on pit roads for 7 laps adjusting their cars because they didn't bring something to practice.
They wasn't sitting on pit road for 7 laps. They were going around the track working on their car.
Okay, all right. I feel like the biggest issue we have right now is we have dedicated team practices, obviously, right? Every captain has a night.
It ain't a team. It ain't a team. It's each captain has a practice night, and it ain't like a dedicated team practice. It's whoever shows up.
So, okay. So then maybe, all right. That was what I was going to get at, was something along those lines. But if you already have that rule in place, These guys are just being numbnuts and not showing up and actually figuring out how to race around people. Like, we got to quit being nice. Like, that's the first thing. Like, you two want to fight with each other. I get that. You two are like, you gotta hash some shit out. I totally understand that situation. Speaking, on my end, because it's extremely frustrating for the commentator to sit there and be like, "Oh, we got another caution. Oh, we got another caution." But in doing that, we need, and this is the first case of real frustration that's hit. You know what I mean? So, like, we all got to slow our rolls, pump our brakes. We got to figure out what the fuck's going on, and if we can't fix it, we got to fucking figure that out too.
This is our first adversary, or what is it? Adversity of the season.
Yeah.
This is our first one of the season. Obviously, as everybody can probably tell, or hear, listen, whatever.
We saw a lot of the bad sides of people this week, and that's not at least when I came in here, that wasn't the relationships we were trying to build with one another.
No.
So, like, especially like, like, it's just, it got real today. Not real as far as a video game, because I was still enjoying it, laughing at people, but it definitely got real as far as, like, people sitting there calling out this guy, calling out disregard and everything. No, it's your fucking fault. You did this. Fucking Edinburgh left the check. His shit was blowing up at work.
His second thing left the check. He's still in there.
Oh yeah, I know, but like I like guys like him. Like, I appreciate Edinburgh. I really do. I think we need to really figure out what's the biggest solution we could give to make these guys. And I know free at last. Don't take away shit. Free at last, but. No, you're running a 2 right now. You're running 2 stages a week. That's not working, especially on tracks like this. So on tracks like this, run a 2+1. Don't make it a 3, because when you do a 3, then that guy can only run 1 night a week and be in. No. You got to run 2 nights, run your 2 stages, then plus another night during the week, and just get your shit going. Like, it gives him an opportunity to race around other people, plus it gives him more track time. Because otherwise, I mean, guys like, here's something. I see Wrigley practicing all the time. You know what I mean? Like, Wrigley's never going to not make a race for not practicing. He's always on. And like, he's growing. He's getting better. I don't see that from a lot of guys out there.
Wrigley is probably one of the few. Oh, no, let me retract that. Wrigley, real smooth. Doctor.
Right, Doc's another one. Yep.
I'm on mostly every night that I can. Let's see, who else? NF Real was up until a couple weeks ago because he had some issues, family issues. Them guys are putting a lot of time in every day. And if you notice, the 8 car Wrigley, I haven't heard his name all season long during a race. That the 8 did this, the 8 blah blah blah. And now I have heard Reels a couple, just from making mistakes, or racing mistakes, and like bad decisions and stuff like that. Real smooth. I've heard his name maybe 1-2 times this season. Them guys are, and like I told them, I was like, look, this is your first season. Don't even try to run up front. Just learn to race with a bunch of cars on the track. And that's what I told my whole team, pretty much, when we came in here into the league, into the season. Don't worry about running up front. Don't worry about finishing last. Don't worry about where you're at in points. Learn to race around 30 cars. That's what I was trying to get the whole league to do. But then, when you got these faster guys, that's like the more experienced guys and stuff like that, and the faster guys, they're rushing to get up to the front. Okay, and these guys that's being patient, stuff like that, getting, moved out of the way or get past. I ain't gonna say move them, say get past. They're wanting to, they want to be up there in the spotlight too. So they see this too and stuff like that. But now Wrigley, he don't care about the spotlight. Real smooth don't either. They just want to be on track racing. But when you got a handful of people being aggressive and you got 25 cars being patient, the patient guys are like, well, hell, they're going to the front. Why can't I?
Right.
We need to get the aggressive guys, and I'm not going to pinpoint this driver. I'm just going to use them as a reference. Okay. Eagles has got the most wins of this season. Okay, so right now, if he would show the patience, like slowly go through the field instead of going through the field real fast and get on the front and then smoking everybody or whatever, it would show the league a lot, the drivers in the league a lot, that you can still get to the front being patient. Okay, but they see the 10 car going through the field or the 4 car going through the field or the 3 car or whatever car. They want to be doing that too, but a lot of these guys ain't ready for a 30 car field to be passing all these faster cars and stuff like that, or they don't have the speed to do it. So go ahead.
Well, no. Like I'm understanding what you're getting at as far as Eagles there, and
it ain't just Eagles.
No. I get what you're saying, but like patience. So what happens after this week? Everybody turns off their machine, they go to bed, they wake up Monday and they're pissed off still. Like that's usually what happens after a race like that. Some guys are over it, some guys aren't, But at the end of the day, patience is it's organic during a season. A league develops patience, To have races like we just had, we pretty much killed the patience. I'm almost guaranteeing the next track we go to that's not like it's a points track, we're gonna have probably some issues with people. Either some bullshit or some just straight up I don't want to sit and ride, because they're afraid at this point. There's a lot of cautions that came out last week.
Oh yeah.
So,
did you watch my stream, Rick?
Oh, I saw you get murdered like 4 or 5 times.
Well, I know, but did you watch my stream throughout my whole stream?
The 100%er? No, I didn't watch 100%er. I probably watched about 85% of your stream.
Did you see me be aggressive on anybody?
As far as force your nose, no. I did see. That's one thing I do want to say. And it was easy, to watch you do it. But like, even if you go back and watch True Stream on like, I think it's the first accident that happens. You literally wall yourself to not hit the guy in front of you. Like that, it's the rest of the race it gets a little mudded up and it's all cautions and stuff like that. But that is one thing I noticed. But then again, on the other hand, talking with that whole thing with the Stuart Haas guys, I also watched like guys like Dan the Man, who had a clear run to pass 5 guys. But they were just squiggling all over the track, so Dan let off and pretty much just stayed behind everybody. You know what I mean? Like, the aggression level for the guys that understood the track, I don't think it was amplified until the end of the race, but you could see that it was getting there.
If you watch, and this is where I said Stuart Haas went rogue, you can watch Nessa's stream, and when Stuart Haas team decided, well, the 2 on their team that I heard, I'm not going to say the rest of the team, decided to say, if I'm not doing it anymore, I'm just going. You can hear Nesta say, okay, y'all going, in his stream. And up until that point, Nesta was driving beautiful. He was driving beautiful, patient, blah, blah, blah. Some people like the 9 car, come by, clipped them, blah, 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 but he pinched the 9 car down low, blah, blah, vice versa. But they didn't wreck, they kept on going. But as soon as Nesta said, oh, y'all going, like that, he took a 3 wide on exit of turn 2. Now, if the Stuart Haas team wouldn't have agreed to say, forget that, I'm just going, Nesta wouldn't have took it 3 wide there, even though he made it through. But now, with the Stuart Haas team saying they're just going, and that was just one person. I ain't watched the rest of the field's stream or anything like that, or when they started just to go. But to take a 3 wide at Darlington is a bold move for one. But for
I had another captain take me 3 wide there last Sunday. So
and who was that?
That was Shovel.
And that was on what? And it was on entrance. And what part of the race was it?
I don't remember. Let's go back and look at my video.
There was so I'm hearing everything you're saying and I get it, but from a perspective of just watching what was happening, what looked like was going on that track was guys were shooting the gap on the outside because guys were waiting there, letting guys come in, and instead of that, they were shooting the gap. But then, I think intentional cautions is a big thing in this league. We don't do that here.
Exactly.
Well, I saw a lot of guys intentionally pulling up to slap those guys into the wall. I'm talking 15 drivers at a clip because they were getting frustrated at the guys passing them on the outside, and they were seeing that little number in the right side tick down one. And they were like, no, 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 I am not. So instead of it being a competition-based thing, it started becoming almost like I'm going to snap him into the wall and just pass him. And then it carried over into a bigger thing from that. It snowballed.
Yeah.
Now, I get it. Guys are aggressive. Things are happening. But at the end of the day, if you have, you could have 9 guys. You could have 5 guys out there doing it. You're going to wreck that whole field coming out of 2.
Mm-hmm.
So
I got a video sent to me of supposedly the 10 bringing out intentional caution. The video, there is no evidence of the video proving the 10 brought an intentional caution out. Yes, he did go back in front of the field, but it was coming off of turn 2. A lot of people get loose coming off of turn 2 and
Right.
go down on the inside and come back up the track and go right in front of everybody. That's not bringing out intentional caution. For one, we don't know what happened in his car to his car.
right.
So,
That's
if they're listening, that's not proof that an intentional caution came out. Or he was.
Oh, okay. I
intended
got
that.
you. You're clearing something up. All right, I got
Yeah,
you.
I got a video saying he was intentional bringing the caution. That you can't. There's no evidence of that because he got off 2 and then come back in front of the field. Okay, yeah, maybe he got loose. Maybe he did turn his wheel to the right. Who knows? You're not in that car. You're not controlling that car, so there's no proof. Now, if he would have been on a straightaway and took somebody out to his right, and put him in a wall and spun that car or spun himself, now that's intentional bringing out the caution. But coming off of a corner and then coming back up in the middle field, no, that's not enough evidence or proof to say that was his intentions. Eagles, I think he's came a long way with his driving abilities and skill level.
100%.
And a long way. I'm talking about for a makeover. I like Eagles as a driver. Yes, he is aggressive. A little bit more aggressive than my liking. But that's something that he's going to have to learn to control. Especially on a restart when everybody's supposed to be letting that car drop down. It was funny because it's like he didn't even realize what he just plowed straight into the 22. I know it gave both of them damage. I know it did. So it was like he wasn't expecting that to happen. That the car in front of him was going to check up or going into the turn or whatever, because he just straight murdered the 22. But I'm laughing because I can only imagine being in his seat, seeing that shit. But
Yeah, no, dude, it's crazy out there, and that's the big thing is like, it's at the end of the day, this is a video game. We all do it to have fun.
yeah,
You know what I mean, and relax.
but when you got people, Wrigley, Smooth, myself, or or somebody else putting in all these countless hours to bring a good car, to practice, to try to have a good race or a winning race or a top 3 race or whatever, and then that happens, it's discouraging for one. But we just the league's got to practice more. That's all it is. Got to practice.
I hear you. It's a lot from you. It's a lot from Bad. I get a lot from Kenrod. The other captains I don't hear so much from, and I think that's one of the bigger issues too. Is like those guys feel like their own captain sometimes. You know what I mean? Like they're making their own executive decisions, and it's causing issues on the track.
Now,
Now,
11 car, the captain of the Toyota team, I know spoke with McLovin this morning or last night, or I think it was this morning. The 11th, the captain of the Toyota team will be practicing more.
gotcha.
So he will be working with McLovin, Dunlap, Technology, and the other one. But one
T-Rex.
thing, T-Rex. One thing we got to do also, I think.
Love you, Tone Touch.
Yeah, sorry about it, forgetting you, but that 12 car last night wasn't on all week because, like I said, he was having family issues or something to do with family. he didn't practice a lot. He didn't practice obviously none really. I don't think he was having a lot of problems. The guys that's going through issues with their life and that don't make practices, we can't have on the track, especially at Darlington. Because if they ain't practiced that track, then the 12 car like he was last night, he was causing a good bit of trouble on track because he didn't practice none this week.
Whose team is he on, by the way? The 12 car.
He's on Penske. He's Penske.
All right, so that should have been a replacement driver type situation then.
Yes, that was a learning curve last night because you could tell he did not practice all week. He was just all over the track. So moving forward, if somebody can't practice all week, they need a relief driver or somebody from developmental that's been
this
working
stuff in the captain's chat instead of just blurting it out here before we go to discuss.
Well, the 12 car knows he didn't practice.
I'm getting it all, man.
Jump in the car and be fine. You know, it all depends. And like I said, that's on him. You know, that's where a penalty comes out. If you're creating a shit show, you should be the penalty driver. You know, I can get on and drive fine without any practice at a race if I need to. You know, and there's 50% of them can do that too. You can do it yourself too. You know that.
No, Darlington, my favorite track. I still need to practice the day of the race before the race to get my timing and my down for the turn 2.
But he could have got on at any time in practice with somebody, and and not made a practice because maybe that time wasn't good. So we can't vouch when they practice other times and all that. So that's where I'm at.
What I'm saying is he wasn't on for 2 weeks. Because he was having family issues. Okay, well, that driver should have been had a relief driver.
Well, then that should have come down to the captain's fault. Well, because for us to keep track of each of the 30 drivers, what they're doing, that's not our responsibility. That kind of falls back onto the captain. Hey, Captain, I'll be like, you're not here. We need to fill the spot. You need to respect and tell us you're not going to come and practice this week so we can find the spot. It relies on each driver to do that to their captains in the communication. I can tell you when Dan's going on vacation this summer. And Eagles, he's going again. Eagles is going again. Eagles said, "Hey, I'm going to miss this race." Everybody's jealous of Stuart Haas, but there is so much communication over there. Some of the comments made. I mean, the backstabbing, the talks, everybody. This calling out stuff. And I mean, if we're co-owners, there's got to be more communication.
Last night I got off because I was discouraged from the race. What happened? I couldn't believe.
So did I. I quit the race. True.
No, I know you did.
I come back to meet after the race.
I was just so frustrated that we regressed instead of progressed. It was a shame to have ERL go on a Darlington track. And don't get me wrong, Darlington is one of the toughest tracks on the schedule. I get that. But that first stage when we were trying to get everybody to be patient and nobody really couldn't even show enough patience, I'm like, what? Oh my God.
Well, we meet after every race. It's fresh in everybody's mind. We didn't even do that. It was just like, oh, screw it.
I was hot.
You, as part of the ownership, need to be there so we can discuss it and move on. We ain't even looked at the videos for the week yet and discussed them. Well, there was no comments besides the one you sent a reply to. Mm-hmm. I mean, we were going to meet up and go over them.
The rest of the videos on there really wasn't bad videos. Yes, they made contact, but nobody spun, nobody
some wrecked. Of them, the 9 car, I was just showing a trend with 2 different videos. It was a push and pass. That's what I wanted to discuss. I put the videos in and said we will discuss them. I wasn't putting them in as, hey, look at this shit, look at this shit. When you got multiple videos of 1 car, that's a trend that needs to be attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's true. That's very true.
I definitely.
And I wanted everybody, like you viewed them. Well, when we come to the chat, we'll talk about it and see what we're going to do about it. I didn't put them in there as to be, nitpicking, because there was 2 videos of him.
This week I'm having to get up at 5:30 in the morning because I got to drive 2 hours to the job site, and then when I get off, depends what time I decide to get off, I got to drive pretty much 2 hours back home. So So that's why I wasn't on last night. That's why I didn't get home till like freaking
That's
9:20 or something
if
like.
you're doing that, communicate with us.
You know, and I did. I said I just got home. I'm going to eat, shower, eat, and probably go to bed. I may get on. That right there, depends how I felt after I ate, which obviously I was still got
Your
tired.
first answer, Drew, was I'll be there in an hour.
Okay?
Then
traffic.
And in an hour and 20 minutes, I'm sitting on with my team. I'm like, what? So I say, what are we doing? You know, if you're gonna change, fine, but don't just leave somebody hanging. Communication is.
I didn't leave you hanging. I did tell you. I just got home.
After I messaged you an hour and a half later.
You guys.
I'm on the road, man. I can't just text and drive, dude.
All right.
Well, you know how far you're away from a place. I mean, you're just
I was 30 minutes away, but when traffic got to me.
All right, cool. I'm just saying there needs to be better communications if this is going to work.
Right. Yeah. No. I get it. And that's really what it is. The captain's got to talk better to their teams.
Well, you guys. I'll just put an example out. We have this lap rule about the stages, and you got Ken Rod going out and saying, "Oh, that isn't a rule. Just take a picture of the stages, not the laps. Just take a picture." That's what he's been doing.
No. I was in that practice race with him, and he spun out.
Not just that one. I'm not saying that. But he's saying take the picture of the little green screen that comes up, which everybody knows. We take a picture of the lap count screen.
Yeah.
So we know how that screen, that third place could be 50 laps down, and that doesn't tell me shit.
And you're saying what was he doing to get by or getting away with it?
He was telling people, just take a picture of the little box that puts up stage results. Just take them pictures. That doesn't give you no lap count. It just tells you positions. Go back and look in the chat where he posted the picture, and someone posted one underneath it.
Okay,
it's a sneak around, and I'm sick of it. That's why I'm so pissed off what Ken Rod's doing, because he's trying to bend the rule.
Manipulate.
Yeah, and everybody knows that Ken Rod did it, and he is the only driver that qualified that didn't make the requirements. So if we want to change the rule, fine.
No, we're not changing the rule. It's just
I agree. It probably could be 10 laps. But
no, I'm not saying the laps either. If there's somebody in there to vouch for that driver,
how do you keep track of that? How do you keep track of that?
What do you mean?
I'm getting a picture, and I'm doing that in my free time, putting the qualifying on, keeping track. And so I'm going to go back. I could vouch for Dan. He was there. He could be there one lap. I'm not doing the voucher system. That's not what we're trying to do.
I understand it, but when a man practices till the end of the second stage, you can't penalize. Even though he's more than 6 laps down, he wasn't just sitting in pit road. He was on the track with us running, is what I'm saying. But he was pretty much testing and tuning his car, trying to get his car right. So how can you penalize a man for that's working on his car? Trying to get it right. Yes, I know.
How do we know that by the picture? How does the league as a whole?
Because a captain was in there to verify that.
Then I got people in my ear, favoritism, because no one knows what's going on there. You just see a picture. That's where we're trying to make it black and white as could be. I'm sorry he didn't. He gets 5 setups off everybody and throws it in there, and he brought something that was shit, and then he got to try to figure it out. And we work on our cars before we even go to practice, so at least we got something to run. It's in the regular chat because he can't even follow the rules and put it in the points chat.
Okay, so it's in the racing league.
Yeah, see how the captains can not do what needs to be done? Everybody else can, but some of them can't even do that. Where it's easier for the person doing the homework to get it done.
Has the points been updated yet?
No, we haven't done nothing because we haven't resolved anything yet.
We can't penalize anybody for tonight for the shit show we had. Really, we can.
We
can. Let's see. How far is it up in the racing league? God damn.
Welcome to my world.
Well, I'm in a racing league.
Right. I'm just saying, welcome to my world as you're scrolling up trying to find where the picture gets buried in a chat.
Mm-hmm. Why would he freaking post it there?
Because that's what he does.
So, all right.
He does that every week?
I hope you guys it seems like we opened up a whole gate of communication. This is good, by the way. I know everybody that's listening, they all want the tea and they want to know what's going on. But like, I feel like between you two, this is a great gateway. It almost feels like back in the beginning when we could just speak to each other. So I'm gonna cut us off soon, but at the same time, I do want to thank you two for coming up here. I want to thank McLovin and Shackett for coming up here. Hope the one question that I do have to you and True, both co-owners of the league, owner, co-owner, whatever the hell y'all call yourselves. Kenrod, is he gone? Is he coming back? What's going on with Kenrod?
Open for discussion.
Didn't know he left.
Yeah, so we haven't chatted about anything yet.
Oh Christ! All right, well, breaking news to True Death then. Let's figure out that. Let's try to get some more guys practicing. Tonight's test and tune, and everybody's watching my show, so now I feel like an asshole.
I don't
An asshole.
I don't even know if Pittman is holding. Did he hold practice?
I don't know. Just want to say thank you guys for coming on here and listening to us talk about Darlington and solve some issues. I know you think stuff like this doesn't need to happen, but when you're grown men, sometimes it's easier to get into a verbal scrap and then figure it the fuck out when you're done. So, good job, boys. Shackett, thank you for coming up here. I hope you save your dog. McLovin. McLovin.
Just here.
Great win, buddy. I'm so proud of you in that 23.
Yeah, good win. If I ain't told you, but yeah, good win.
Nobody told him. They were all angry with everybody.
No, I think I told him at the end of the race because he was in my chat. But
I told him in a text after he asked me if I would tell him a good job.
Yeah.
Nice.
My former captain doesn't love me enough to say anything. It's okay.
I was mad, okay? I was really pissed.
He was hot. He was big mad. He came up in the booth and was big mad.
I think I might have been the only guy not mad after that race, if I'm being completely honest, so I understand.
All right. Hey, guys, thank you for joining me. Thursday night at 8 o'clock. At 8:30, we're going to start the fan votes. We're going to count them up. Eagles is going to be doing the count up on those, being the points leader. And he is going to moderate that whole chat for me. Then he's going to come up and tell you who made it in on the fan vote Thursday night.
Vote for Shack Attack.
Hashtag vote for McLovin.
Hashtag vote for Shack Attack. Yay!
Hashtag
vote for Big Rig.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes,
that's the one we need to talk about.
Hashtag fuck
If
Big
Big Rig gets voted in, Shackett and McLovin will do the broadcast.
Oh, that would be epic.
Down.
That would be epic. All
And
right.
I'll invite Tomboy in as the third broadcaster.
well, how about this? How about this? As the captain of a team,
Yeah.
how about because I give my spot up to someone.
Oh, that'd be cool if you gave it up to somebody. Wow, that'd be neat.
And I'll take the points hit that the points that the drivers will be getting that show up.
Who are you giving your spot to? Me?
No,
He's got to tell us on Thursday. He's got to tell us on Thursday.
Will announce, no, I don't want. I'll let that driver know before, but I'll announce it Thursday.
That boy, I like where this is at.
So that driver can get practice.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Don't, yes, I chose the dirt track Bristol for the All-Star race because it'd be different. Yes, I'd love to run it, but I want to give some other drivers that ain't been in a spotlight or had that spotlight. Yeah, pretty much that spotlight. They have. Give
them the opportunity, man. That's cool. Good job, dude. That's awesome. So
recommendations, maybe NFRL, goated on dirt.
Goated.
He's the dote of dirt.
The dote. All right. Hey, thank you guys for joining us here on this early week Checkers and Wreckers. We're gonna fire off Thursday night at 8 o'clock, so check us out then. Don't forget, go out there and practice, you lazy bums, and get better at dirt.